Hey, what's going on, world? This is Kay Williams for Chronicles Media. I have an interview today with heavyweight Daniel James, who recently defeated Tyrell Fortune in Bellator 288 a few months back. Now we're here for updates as he's set to take on another heavyweight, Marcelo Golm, in Bellator 293. We're going to go ahead and bring him right on in. Good, sir. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? I appreciate you having me on, man.
And
Appreciate
you
it.
know what?
Yeah, thank you.
For sure. Thanks for coming on. I've been waiting to catch up with you the past couple months, and now seems like an opportune time, right?
Yeah, man. Opportunity, a good opportunity, man. I love getting into the midst of talks about what's coming next.
So we're gonna get to what's coming next, like further on down the line. But you know what? For the supporters who want to know, the loyal Daniel James supporters and the new supporters, what have the couple months been like since defeating Tyrell Fortune at Bellator 288?
Man, it's been kind of cool. We've been laid back, but the thing is, just been a lot of different things happening since I've been back here fighting in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Um, been getting a lot of calls for different interviews, and people just want to know what was my input on the fight, and people just want to ask questions. A lot of people wanted to get out to get to know me and things like that. I'm always open to know people. Uh, I just been just staying relevant in the communities, in the gym, talking to, inspiring, motivating the next generation of athletes or somebody that's going through things. Like I'm just a cool dude, man. Just like to just keep everything cool with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like anything happening with the fight scene, everything, yeah, things been happening, but it ain't nothing that I wasn't used to. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, I just I just let the flow happen. I just become the flow. You know what I'm saying? So that's it's really nothing crazy. Just you know, people want to get to know me more. That's all.
Absolutely. You seem like a really reserved, chill, laid back guy. How is important, excuse me, how important is it for you to really get the Daniel James story out there so people get to know you a little better?
Shit. How is it? How you say how important it is to me?
Correct.
Yeah, it's really important to me though. Like just simple, like doing this interview. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always trying to rub shoulders with the right people. Doing this interview, having a connection. Um, every time every chance I get, the platform I get, I try to let people really trying to get to know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an asshole. I ain't the guy that talk shit and call guys out. Like, but I'm just a nice guy. But I hand out an ass whooping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So that's just you know what I'm saying. So it's like, I'm nice. I'm really nice. But it's like I gotta hand out some ass whoopings. When it's time to get out. But other than that, man, I'm just a people's person, bro. Like I like to have fun, watch Netflix and chill. I work out in the gym all the time. I'm at the grocery store. I'm in the kitchen trying to come up with different recipes. I be doing shit like that, and just enjoying my. I just enjoy my sons. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
we just be having fun. That's it.
So look, so moving forward, and that's a good bit of information, man. So moving forward, you said it, not me. You said you like to hand out ass whoopings, right?
Yeah, I like to hand out ass whooping sometimes. When they need it, hey, you got this. Well, I gotta hand out an ass whooping. you know.
So Daniel, so in preparation for your last fight against Tyrell Fortune, did you study his fight game in preparation?
Yeah, actually, we looked at quite a few video, and I had just got it to start like watching my opponent videos, um, when I was, when I was out the country. But when I came back, I had told my coach, I said, I'm gonna watch some videos on this guy because since since this is this the guy that they're pushing, I want to watch some videos and see what he does on his videos, and I want to see who he fought, and I want to see how he fought, what's his patterns, what's his weaknesses, um, what he do when he in his groove. You know what I'm saying? And so I watched a few fights. I watched some fights that he had, and I like to watch the fights that they win because I like to see a lot of people don't pick up on their bad habits when you win. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
That's a
people
good
think they
point.
just did everything right, like, oh, I'm doing everything right, so I ain't had no flaws. Well, we all got flaws when we win. Um, But and then I look at a few fights that they lost, and I look at those patterns. And then when I looked at Tyrell Fortune, I was like, okay, well, he's a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong. Like, the guy's a great wrestler. You know what I'm saying? He got a shot in on me, and I haven't been taken down since my second pro fight. And I vowed to not get taken down after that pro fight. So he took me down. So I watched and I saw when he was on the ground with certain guys, and I saw the distance and the range between his ground and pound, and saw how much open space. I'm like, oh, the guy, people can get up. He give people opportunities to get up. And then I saw the ground and pound really wasn't. It wasn't what I expected from a heavyweight. It was a too much tip tappy going on. And then also another thing that I paid attention to, I paid attention to his stand up game, how he used his hands. So I say, okay, now I got to put the icing on the cake. Not just how to use his hands. So I saw he push a two, a straight a lot, and he stepped into it. And I was like, oh, I saw everything about him was telegraphed. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? And so when I studied that, I kind of put my pieces together. We alter our game plan. So I told coach, I had told my boxing coach, I said, hey, listen, uh, if this guy decides to try to take me down, I say I'm gonna get to the cage. I'm 6'6". I'm gonna get to the cage. I'm gonna weather the storm, and I'm gonna get up. You know what I'm saying? Then so when I get up, and I said when I get up, I'm gonna knock him out. And those was my words in the corner. I said when I get up, I'm gonna knock him out. But in the back, I was warming up, and I say I had told Bert Watson, I say this is gonna be the finishing punch right here. I say I'm gonna pitch that. I said I'm gonna pitch that jab, loop me a hook, and I'm gonna step back and throw a weird uppercut, and I'm gonna knock him back. And I say he's going to give me that. I'm not going to ask for it. He literally just fell into the game plan because I knew he was going to try to come in again. So I'm like, once he do that, I'm gonna just take the piggy step back and just twist the uppercut. So it was the game plan on a boxing level and on a Thai level. When I was working pads with my Thai guy on Thai pads, I throw the jab, I step back, pitch the uppercut to the hook. So it was the same thing on boxing pads and Thai pads. So we knew what we wanted to do. And we knew that we wanted to finish it like that because the only move, the choke, my bad, the choke and the wrestling, the takedown, that was his only two bullets he had in the chamber. So when those was out, the last one got jammed. So it was time for me to finish the job. If that answered the question.
No, you did. You answered it perfectly. So at what round did you have to kind of improvise on strategies and kind of switch your strategies up?
After I got kneed in the crotch, when he kneed me in the crotch, you saw that when he had kneed me in the crotch, and then I stopped it. And I say, when I touched him, when he threw that kick, and I walked through that shit. When he threw that kick, I wanted to get in and touch him a little bit. I said, if I can get in and touch him, that's going to alter his whole game plan. Because he's going to be like, damn, it's real what they say about this man, heavy hands. You know what I'm saying? So now I say, when I came out, I looked at him, I'm like, oh yeah, he about to go for the takedown. I'm like, he ain't got no choice. I think it was a smart idea. I'm like, so when we came out, so I tried to bait him to the takedown, but he got in on that leg. So I'm like, damn, he got it. So once he got the takedown, and when I was about to get up, he called me that chokehold. That's when, in that chokehold right then and there, I say, my game plan got to change when I get out this chokehold. I say I got to go ahead and finish the job. I gotta rely on the boxing and set him up so I can knock him out. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? So that's when it kind of changed. But when I got after that knee in the crotch and being on the ground like that, I say, okay, we ain't got time to play no games. We got to alter this. So I got to go ahead and follow the first step, the first move. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go back to what I was going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Was there any part of Fortune's game that actually surprised you through the rounds?
I expected him to wrestle the way he wrestled. And no disrespect to Fortune, it just I didn't get a chance to really see anything that was spectacular about him. I just know I didn't know the guy until I got back to the U.S. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know him, to be honest with you. So the chokehold when he took my back for the choke, I was surprised at that. For the reaction, the reaction that he gave me, he like boom, boom, boom. That was really smart of him, and that was really show a lot of athleticism for him to get up and move like that, and try to take my back like that. You know, that's yeah. If that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So overall, like for you, for a professional, I mean, you've been in the fight game, for some years, man. You're highly respected, and even though you won, was the outcome of the match against Fortune what you expected, pretty much?
Um, to be honest with you, I expected to go 5 rounds with Fortune. I think that would have been really fun, and because I was actually excited to fight against a wrestler like that, and I wanted to, I want to do. I'm like 5 rounds. I'm gonna get some scrambles in. I'm gonna show a lot of athleticism, and I get to really showcase my boxing the way I want because I love boxing. And I'm like, if we can go 5 rounds, we gonna get these. This might be the best fight Bellator have for the year if we can go 5 rounds because we were gonna be throwing, and but it didn't go that way. So, but what I expected in the fight is I expected a little bit more, but it happened the way it happened. So, and that's just how it is in the heavyweight division. Your game plan goes out the window sometime, and you got to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? So I like to fight Fortune again in the future, though. I feel like getting to the title shot. I win this title shot, which I am. I win this title shot. I like for Fortune to be next in line for me to fight for the title shot. I just think that'll be. I think that'll be cool. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
No, for sure. So moving forward, man, you got added to the 293 card.
It's her main event, baby.
Let's talk about the initial feeling when you got the call, when you got the email, when you got the notification that you would be a part of the 293 card. It's in Pachanga, I believe, in
Yeah,
Temecula,
Temecula,
California.
California, Bachanga. Yeah. Man, that shit was crazy. It was cool. My manager, Brian Butler, Stuck Up Entertainment. Shout out to them. The best in the game. Yeah, I gotta throw that in there. But man, but I was training. I was training Tuesday morning with my coach, right? So me and my coach, we do private Tuesday morning, and we just go over like skill stuff and breaking things down and how we gonna do it, build the momentum to the fight. And then so after we was done, I told coach, I said, man, this fight coming March 10th, man. I say right around the corner. So he said, yeah, man, we good. He said we right where we need to be. And I said, man, we got like 6 weeks. And then so I get ready to leave. I get in the car. Coach was leaving out with me. My coach Alex and Coach Rez, and we was leaving out. I get in the car. I get a message from my manager. Call me. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on, DJ. I hope ain't nothing happening. And then so he said, hey, I got some news. Bellator threw out your contract. I say, what you mean Bellator threw out my contract? He said, yeah, for the March 10th fight. And he said, and I'm like, Butler always playing games. I was like, he said, oh, my bad. He said, you the main event March 31st. I say, Butler, stop playing, man. I said, stop playing. I said, you be tripping, man. I said, why you trying to get me all excited? I said, don't be playing no games. I said, they're gonna throw me at the main event right now. He said, yeah, why wait? And I said, cool. So I went on face. So he said, FaceTime me. He said, man, well, your last fight was really good. They were really excited. He said they felt like it's time to push Daniel James right now and give you the main event. I say, shit, Butler, if they're going to give me the main event, I'm kind of thinking like after this, they might give me a title shot if they're going to do it like that. So next thing you know, I see Bellator posting Daniel James versus Marcelo Golm, March 31st main event. A clash of the heavyweights, see who get to the title, who get an opportunity at the title shot. I'm like, y'all crazy. Y'all just refueled the monster. Y'all just refueled me. So when I got that news, man, I was like, damn, it's go time. I say, Chicago, stand up. USA about to go crazy. Any Bellator fan out there is about to be like, this motherfucker is crazy. They about to be like, this motherfucker's a dog. Mm-hmm. So I took it as a compliment from the company. I took it as being respected. I took it as just like, okay, they realize I have arrived. You know what I'm saying? So I thank Bellator for the opportunity, man, for giving them. I'm glad Scott Coker paid attention and was like, this motherfucker, Daniel James, a big dude. You know what I'm saying? So, I cut to 265. I walk around at 280 lean, you know what I'm saying? So I cut to 265, you know what I'm saying? I be cutting weight like a 175. So I diet a lot. I make sure, you know what I'm saying? I'm dieting and things like that. So yeah, but that was exciting to me, man. That was really exciting to me. It was like Christmas, for real.
You know what? In the post-fight press conference for 288, President Scott Coker, he spoke highly of you, man. He was basically
Yeah,
telling the population to really be on the lookout for Daniel James. How did that make you feel, man? Did that give you extra motivation just to continue to keep fighting?
man, that gave me a lot of motivation, man. I just felt like I was in a position and I was being recognized, and I had a glimpse, I had a flash, and I was like, I started thinking about my career. I'm like, damn, I kind of get the math. I said, man, I went pro in 2014. I'm like, damn, it's only been like 8 years, you know? And I say, these guys have been fighting 15, 20 years, 22. I'm like, damn, that's a long time. And I'm like, these 8 years felt like dog years, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta know, but I feel that when I went to Russia, I was able to grow. So I had to focus on what was in front of me over there in order for me to get back to the US. And then when I hear Scott Coker saying this, and I'm like, man, this is the president of the company. Like I got his attention. It don't matter who else attention you get, fans, people on the fight in the fight club, but when the president of the company speaks highly of you, you have to understand like it is what it is. You got to take advantage of the opportunity because the window's not that big. So I say, man, he know who I am. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So I felt good by being respected, is that it being acknowledged. Being acknowledged.
Absolutely. So moving forward to Bellator 293, you're gonna face heavyweight Marcelo Golm. Let's talk about training camp leading up to this fight. Any new techniques that you're working on? Any last minute tweaks? Because you're only about a month out because you fight March
Like
31st.
37 days. 37 days.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I got 37 days, 8 hours, and 47 minutes. Oh shit.
Calculated.
Yeah. So what I did add to this fight camp was I um I went back to the drawing board because every fight I always want to grow. So I went back to the drawing board. I got back in the boxing gym. I was already in the boxing gym, but I got back in the boxing gym at super heavy, and and started to really get more boxing rounds in. I increased my sparring rounds because I love when I'm sparring and I'm sparring these about 7 to 8 rounds. So I kind of increased my rounds to like 9 and 10 on the boxing rounds. MMA rounds, I increased my MMA rounds to like 7 to 8 rounds, 5 minute
Keep your
rounds
wind up. Kind of keep your
to
wind
keep
up.
my wind up. You know what I'm saying? Then I went back to my basics. Like my cardio is my favorite. My cardio is my thing. Everybody know that I got good cardio. So I started increasing my miles on my run, my interval circuits. Um, I started to increase more reps on the heavy bag, and I started to add in my elbows again from when I'm striking, when I'm from my stand up. From jab and catching the jab, throwing elbows, moving in with elbows, and then that's something I haven't done in a while. But I'm like, well, I just started doing more elbows and started checking more kicks because sometimes I'll be thinking, sometimes I just know I'm a big dude and I'm like a rock, and sometimes I walk through that stuff, those kicks. But you feel that shit after the fight, though. But
Absolutely.
me and coach, we just kind of went back to the base and listen, good. Let's focus on checking these kicks, countering everything, and moving forward and executing these elbows. So yeah, and just continue. And then Tyrell Fortune kind of woke me up as far as that takedown. So I went back to kind of, instead of going 100% on my takedown defense, I went 200. You know what I'm saying? So I put all those things in perspective, and I started watching. I watched a few things on Marcelo Golm. I know he take a lot of punches and everything. I don't think his boxing superior. I think he's open to a lot of open strikes. But the it's a hard nosed guy. He like to move forward and he like to weather the storm. So I'm ready for that. And as far as training partners and things like that, I got training partners. I don't get too fancy with the training partners. I like to keep guys around me that's really, really hungry. And because like I didn't go down to Denver and train with my boy Curtis. Curtis was getting ready for a fight in the UFC, and he wanted me to come train with him. But I didn't because it was right now like it wasn't like really about wrestling for me for this fight. It's about just defending. And Curtis is the major wrestler. I learned a lot from him.
Okay.
Me and Curtis, that's my boy. That's my guy. And but I just feel like I have to really focus on me right now. You know what I'm saying? I have to focus on me because I'm like, this the main event. This ain't just like you the undercard or you a guy on the main card. You the main event. People coming to see you that night. So I had to just take advantage of that and just focus on the training partners that was around me and utilize those guys and also help those guys grow in the sport too.
Mm-hmm. You talk about boxing a lot. When it comes to MMA, is that your first love? Did you start off boxing first, early career, or even as a kid?
Yeah, as a kid, I was boxing as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And just like the thing is, the reason why I didn't really like follow through with boxing too much is because it was just a support. You know what I'm saying? Family didn't really know what it was and everything. Like I used to sneak the boxing at the Golden Dome. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have too much, so I really couldn't like afford to go all the time. So I went when I can, and I just was going. You know what I'm saying? And but I always just stayed training boxing, training boxing, training boxing. And then when I got to martial arts, I was always a big martial arts fan. Like I love karate and shit. I watch all type of karate movies. The White Lotus, Five Deadly Venoms. Like I still watch those old karate movies, right?
Old school. Old
Old school,
school.
right? Where they
Yeah.
talking this, you know what I'm saying? And,
Mm-hmm.
so when I got into the sport of MMA, it kind of like chose me. I fell into it. You know what I'm saying? But boxing always been my first love. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'll take a big time boxing fight this year too. You know what I'm saying? If things work out like that, like if they had these guys be going back and forth about these MMA guys fighting boxers, I'm like, offer me, yeah, I'll take a meal. I'll take a few million for some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll definitely destroy the guy. You know what I'm saying? But right now it's just about MMA right now, and I gotta like it because it shows the athleticism, the competitiveness, and it's always it keeps you on your toes. You always got to do something inside the goddamn cage. You know what I'm saying?
How
So
would you How would you feel about facing up against Jake Paul in a boxing match? I'm just throwing it out there.
I knocked Jake Paul ass out. I
How
knocked
many
Jake Paul
rounds?
ass out. I probably knocked Jake Paul out in like the first round. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna come in bigger, stronger, more skilled. Like he been doing the boxing, but like don't get me wrong, I think Jake Paul could box a little bit though. I think he could box. I really do though. But like it just means it's like Jake Paul being in the ring fighting these guys. Jake Paul literally in the ring as a heavyweight in boxing, fighting against these guys. He's like 210 pounds. That's heavyweight in boxing. You know what I'm saying? So like I had Jake Paul by at least 40, 50 pounds, and I'm moving fast. And I got a longer reach, and I got like my boxing is more superior than that. So I knock him out. You know what I'm saying? I definitely knock him out. And this ain't for me to get no clout and try to
Mm-hmm.
jump up or something like that, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
it just is what it is. The average guy in the gym, that's the average pro in a boxing gym, that's boxing, and that's winning fights, I knock him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's it. That's it's nothing against him, but I respect the hustle though.
Mm-hmm.
But if he got some boys over there, he got some heavyweight homies that he's cool with that want to take an ass whooping. Like I told you, I be handing those out a lot.
So when you hand out ass whoopings, does it come with tickets like at the meat market? Is it like who's next up to get this work? How do you hand out your ass whoopings, man?
Well, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little sprinkle some on it. But I had these ass whoopings out, man. And I see these guys running their mouth and they talk about I'm about to destroy the heavyweight division. All these Bellator heavyweights ain't ready. I'm like, okay, you trying to get an ass whooping. But when I get that call, like, okay, now they telling me they handed me an ass whooping, so I gotta hand one out to somebody. And I'm always the guy that's stopping those guys that they trying to build up. Every time I fight somebody, they always give me the guys that's undefeated or whatever like that. Give me the toughest, the youngest, and I'm gonna hand them an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give them punishment. You know what I'm
You know,
saying? So
when we talk about age, Golm is what, 10, 11 years younger than you, man?
yeah, yep, that's
Feel
perfect.
is that Do you feel as though you have an advantage being that you're older, more seasoned? Going into the match,
Yeah,
is that an advantage for you?
yeah, that's an advantage. Being older and more seasoned, being more of a veteran as a fighter, because it's like I didn't start fighting like when these guys like like Fedor and them, they old in the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of new in the sport, and but I it's like I grew. You know what I'm saying? When these guys was fighting smokers, I was fighting. I was fighting. You know what I'm saying? And I learned as I went every fight, and by him being younger, a lot of these young guys they step on the gas too early. They uh they overthink. They take too many emotional dumps. They really don't know what it is. They don't understand what it feels like to work really hard for something. And like I understand any situation when I'm in a cage. So him being younger, they say you should play a part, and you should play a big part in this stuff. But I'm youthful as hell, and it's like hell, like I take a metabolic test and get my results on what I should be eating and everything. When they pop up say, your health is at age. My health was at age 32. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow.
So yeah, my health was that. I'm like, damn. So you tell you I'm in the health of a 32-year old. I'm like, okay, cool. So we the same age now when we're in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So
No.
so that's
And you
what it
know
is.
what?
I think it's about that.
That's actually going to prolong your career. Even
Yeah,
getting that kind of information from a doctor through a physical, you're like, okay, this is going to give me a little bit more longevity in my career. You almost forget
yeah,
that what you're 40, 41.
yeah, yeah,
Wouldn't even be able to tell based off your athleticism. And you could tell that you
yeah,
really train hard, and you could tell that your diet is impeccable too, because that's easy to
yeah,
slip on, huh? Especially in
yeah.
between fights, right?
Hell yeah, because I love cookies, man. Man, shit, man. You say like, Con, you love cookies too. No, but
Yeah, I
man,
do.
shit. Give me some fucking man Oreos, man. A salt chocolate chip, man. It's go time. I think I need to see an AA for that shit. Like for real.
Keep the sugar
I
level
need
down, man. That's important
out
too.
of real. I know, right? I'm like, damn. It's like I haven't had a cookie, man, since fucking. Cause I just stayed in camp. I haven't had a cookie, bro, since October, dog. Like,
Man, discipline.
yeah, since October. My girl was like, babe, we just left Starbucks. You didn't get a cookie. I'm like, babe, I didn't have a cookie since October. And I always tell her, I say, after the fight, I'm gonna give me 6 of them damn Starbucks cookies, and I'm gonna eat them too, and I'm not gonna regret it. And every time the fight over, I never get a chance to get it.
Well, look, after your potential win against Golm and Bellator 293, man, you're gonna be able to have all the cookies you want, man.
You damn right, man. I'm gonna have a cookie on the real, man. I'm gonna take a picture with my pack of cookies too.
Absolutely. So, look, man, as far as people view you in the heavyweight division, do you feel that you're a slight bit underrated in the heavyweight division? And for those who doubt you, what words do you have for the Daniel James doubters, if any?
Man, listen, a lot of these people, yeah, I do feel underrated. I do feel underrated. A lot of these people that doubt me, that don't respect me, that don't think I have the possibility of making the be champion. Those are the people that is going to one day tell everybody that they know how they met you, and their stories are going to be void. They're going to be vain stories. The people that doubt you will one day tell everybody how they met you, and I'm gonna keep it like that. And listen, I'm gonna turn non-believers into believers. I'm going to become their faith. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And when I'm done with Bellator, everybody that watched Bellator is gonna know who Daniel James is and what he's done. And I'm going to be talked about in all those conversations when they talking on the platform about Bellator heavyweights. I'm going to be one of the best heavyweights Bellator ever had, and hopefully do something to get in their Hall of Fame.
At age 41, what keeps you motivated to continue in the sport of MMA, man? Because like you said, you started relatively late, but you've reached a lot of success. You fought against a couple different fight promotions throughout your career. What keeps you motivated at age 41?
Just waking up every morning, knowing that you have the opportunity to do something great, and my boys. You know what I'm saying? I see my two boys in the gym with me. My 7-year old, He's huge. My 14-year-old, he's like 6'3", 212 pounds,
He's a
and he's
big boy.
boxing now. Yeah, so I'm watching them, and just by them seeing me and being excited, just to be like, they're excited that I'm their dad. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that right there just keep me hungry. And then and just knowing that I got doubters out there, that's right there. That every morning I wake up, I literally look in the mirror every morning and say, somebody gonna doubt you today. You need to win them over. You need to change somebody's life. And only way and know how I'm gonna change their life by throwing these goddamn hands and showing these people that like I'm not just a fighter. I'm an athlete, a role model, and I have one value. That's to create relationships with people, good people, and inspire somebody else that's younger than me or that's older than me to do anything. So I just put that burden on my back. So I just tell myself every day, you gotta do something to surprise somebody else. And most people don't care about that, but I do. So I think that things like that keep me going every day, creating new goals and new opportunities. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, major respect, man. So as you approach Bellator 293, any last minute words to Marcelo Golm?
My last verse of Marcelo Golm, man, train hard, go hard. Let's leave it all out in the cage. Let's do what we gotta do, give these people a show um and come ready and March 31st, come ready. It's gonna be a fist fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That's it. I ain't got no ill will against the guy. I just found out who he was. I know he fought in the UFC a few fights. He lost 3 UFC fights. He came to Bellator. I think he won 2 fights in Bellator. Um, and like I said, just come ready to fight and just come do what you do. And I'm gonna do what I do. That's
You know
it.
what, man? Let's give a last minute out. Let's give a Daniel James shout out to Chi Town, man. Where are you from, man? Let's talk about Chi Town before we get up out of here.
Let's go. Shot town. Yeah, man, Chicago, man. I don't know if you ever been. I know you come to Chicago sometime probably. But Chicago City, man, is so unique, and in Chicago is a lot of things going on, and the media blows Chicago up to do a lot of different things. But like, Chicago is not what they saying. It's just a story that they can put out. You know what I'm saying? It's a hot story for everybody. Chicago people, man, we're a city. We're a city that we're not starstruck. Um, you see people that's known all the time. Um, we hard nosed. We don't really take anything for granted. Um, we a city. We standoffish, um, and we just like it is what it is with Chicago people. And I don't care if you're the school teacher. It's something in the school teacher that's something about her that she's from Chicago. Like we don't think we better. We don't think we tough. We just feel like that. Like we unseen so much and we done dealt with so much, and we feel like we can overcome anything. And Chicago got the hustlers. Chicago got a lot of hustlers, and we hustle hard at what we do. Sometimes people might not recognize what you do until it's on a major platform because they've been so common to what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So Chicago's a big city, man. City of love, bro. Like the Windy City is real, and I think it's the best city in the world. And I just feel like what I'm saying. Just don't get fed up. Don't even think about the media and everything. There's a lot of gun violence things goes on everywhere, but there's some idiots out here, and that all these things have changed. But Chicago just got to stick together more and understand that Chicago, we all we got. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Shout out to Chicago.
Yeah,
You
shout
know
out
what
to
I'm saying?
Chicago. When I was there for the Chicago card, me and my girlfriend, we stayed there, I think, an extra 4 days after and really got a chance to explore the city, man. I fell in love with the Italian beefs. Those are
Oh
delicious. I
man,
had never had one before.
you just read my mind, boss. You read my mind.
You
I'm
gonna go
about to
get
ask
one?
him like,
You can't have one, man. You can't have one.
you can't have one. Let me tell you something, man. Like next time you're in Chicago, man, you gotta let me know because I gotta get you something that's not commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like that Italian beef, man. We got so many places you get Italian beef, man. That's like Philly got the Philly cheesesteak. Chicago, we got the Italian beef, and it's ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get it dipped cheese, hot pepper.
Oh, there we go. Because you know what? I had the opportunity to have one, man, and I forget the name of it, man.
You went to
What was it
Portillo's?
when I tagged the sandwich? I think that might have been what it is. Don't quote me, but for sure I'll be back. And if you can show me some hole in the walls, because look, I'm a huge proponent for hole in the walls. That's the best kind of food, man. It's
That's
made
the
with love.
best kind of food. That's the best, and we got the best food. I think we got everybody. A lot of people migrated to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It's like California and Florida. They got California and Florida. They got a lot of like like a lot of Cubans, a lot of Spanish, and other things like that. Chicago, we got the Spanish, the blacks, the Italians, the Polish, the everything. You know what I'm saying? Ukraine. So we got food from all over the place. So everybody is like, man, people going to get these Italian beefs, these fucking big ass meals. Chicago, everything is big. So the food is amazing, man. So you here next time, I'm gonna get you a good one. A good one.
For sure, man. I
Yeah.
honor that. Well, look, man. Well, thank you for a little bit of your time, man. Well wishes as you approach Bellator 293 at the Pachanga Casino in Temecula, California. Rest well, eat well, and just enjoy your family, man, and get ready to rock the cage as you set to take on Marcelo Golm in the heavyweight division, brother. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate it. Man, it remind me to just do a few drops for my supporting people. I just want to give a shout out to Midwest Training Center, my training camp, Coach Alex Trujillo, my pad guy Mikey Barnaby. Shout out to Coach Reyes from Beast Boxing that's been putting these hands together. Man, shout out to my management company, Slug Punch Entertainment. They're making crazy moves right now. Um, and I just like shout out to my sponsors, Windy City Mushrooms, All Meal Prep. Those guys have been making it really possible for me to stay on track with my diet and my nutrition and things like that, you know. And no disrespect to nutrition in the past, they gave me crazy shit that caused damage, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to just stay focused on respecting these guys who's been a part of this camp and helping me. And shout out to my training partners, man. These guys is working hard to help me stay afloat and from the small guys to the big guys, you know, and big shout out to LFA, where it all started. Ed Soares, Mark Berry, and to my two young fellas that just won on LFA, Katana and Justin Leverage. They just showed out and made it happen. So I appreciate you giving me the platform, man, to come on here and talk to you, man. I really appreciate it, man. The energy was great. Uh, Good brother, man.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. And we'll be in contact. See you at Pachanga, Bellator 293.
My man. Just let me know how this posted or whatever. I'd like to share it and things of that sort. You know what I'm saying? It's live. I see it's live up here. But yeah, man. So I appreciate the love and I appreciate the respect and acknowledgement, man, that you gave me, man. It goes a long way.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother. We'll be in contact.
My man, appreciate it, baby.
All right. Peace.